Hi Scorpio, welcome to February 2018. This is Lee at Fresh Astrology, and you can find me at www.freshastrology.com. That is for personal readings, if you want a personal astrology reading, or you can get a life coaching session, which is a bit different, very different actually. It's more practical. It's more the how-to. How do I improve my life? How do I deal with Pluto energy? It goes more into practical tools and techniques you can use to work with yourself and help you navigate through your life. I also am running these telecourses, which are very fun, and the next one is about money and abundance and business, and how to look for that in your chart. So it's kind of a level 1 beginner level learning to look at your chart for where that shows up, what kind of signifiers are there, some clues. And then also, so on the calls, these are live calls with me, there'll be 3. I will teach you about how to look at your own chart. We'll be working with your chart, and or you'll be working with your chart, and I will talk to you about it. And then we'll also do some coaching and using some coaching tools on how to kind of reset your brain, how to notice how you think about money, how you make decisions around it, kind of go inward a little bit. So those are the things I'm offering right now. So as for February, we do have 2 eclipses. It's just like a full moon and a new moon. The full moon happens right as January ends, but it's just right there back to back with the first day of February, so that energy's kind of fully flowing into the beginning of February. And then in the middle of the month, February 15th, we've got the new moon. And in both cases, we're still looking at a cross-section of your chart that hits along the axis of parents sometimes. So it just depends on how old you are, whether or not you're a parent, but themes of parenting, and sometimes your actual parents. There may be events that go on there. Along with that, the one where Leo hits your chart, this is an area of your career, your outer life, your public self. So there may be some things going on with changes in your public life. So it would be new titles. And how do we get titles? Think of your resume. Sometimes it's the jobs we have. Sometimes it's, we give ourselves titles. I'm an artist, even though I haven't painted anything. I'm just calling myself an artist. I'm going to declare to the world I'm an artist. I'm going to keep saying that until it becomes more of a reality and I'm actually producing. Or I'm a writer. I haven't told everybody I'm a writer. I used to work in a factory and plug things together, but I'm really a writer or an artist, and kind of declaring that and moving forward into the world more with that label. Or sometimes it's through marriage or divorce even that a label changes, or when we become a parent. So it just depends on where you are in your life, but in your outer world there may be some changes going on. So you may be aware of some of this is coming up, you may not be. But it is a time when a job situation could change. But because we have the 2 working together, if something comes to an end, like one title of yourself, like you're senior manager of nuts and bolts at somewhere, that goes away somehow, whether you're just taking on a new role within the same company, or you get laid off or fired. If that goes away, something's coming in very quickly, and surprisingly quickly, and it may be through connections. People from your past, people you've known before, may reach out and help you with your career, if that's the issue for you, finding a job, or maybe giving you some help with that new artist career that you're embarking on. People from the past may come in, or even parents, to assist you. Or it could just be family So if parents have passed away, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that they're still helping you even if they passed away. But it could be an old family friend, you know, a parent sibling, or just somebody from family or long ago when you grew up might help you somehow. So I think in terms of jobs, there are going to be some changes, and there may be some changes in the home. Some of you may be moving, or there may be kind of just a reshuffling of some kind going on in the home. And it really, it's just going to be so distinct. There's just, for every person out there, there's another distinct family situation. So we'd have to be looking at your chart, but that's where you're going to see some changes occurring over February and some decisions that either need to be made or will be made. When I'm quiet, I'm just looking. You do have Jupiter in your sign. So the theory is, and it does hold true, I think what doesn't hold true is that every part of your life is going to be perfect during a Jupiter transit to your sign, or that every day is going to feel great and lucky. That doesn't happen usually. Sorry. But that presence of Jupiter is real, and it is expanding opportunity for you, especially in your career and family. But at first, especially in February, some of this you may have to go on faith that this is all good. And there are those times when something's occurring where we're like, I don't want this. Feel resistant to this. I don't like this decision. I don't like the way this is happening. We can sometimes feel like that, and it's like, this isn't a gift. This isn't Jupiter. But then later we see that it was the kind of the work of Jupiter, where it brings in something that's actually better, but sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes we have kind of a blindfold on. We don't quite see it yet, but later we will. Try to trust that this could be true. You don't have to totally believe it. If part of you is like, no, it's not, it's terrible. So I'm not asking you to totally, if you're like wedded to the thought, like, this sucks, I hate this, and it's not good, you can hold that in one hand, like, I'm still going to hold that thought, Lee. But then in your other hand, have it more open, and like, but I'm going to open part of, I'm just going to like squeeze my hand open and maybe try to think about accepting this idea that it is eventually going to work out, and maybe even in a way that's far better, but I just can't see it because my vision is limited and I'm human, you know, I can't see that yet, but I'm going to try to trust. That might be helpful during this time if it's feeling tough. Now, not all of you are going to, some of you are going to be like, this is the best, I mean, I need Jupiter in my sign every year. Some of you are going to be thinking, this is just, wow, you know, I love this. So some of you may be thinking, you know about all these changes, they may be coming up, but you're thinking, this is great, I love this, what's not to like? Then toward the end of the month, you have the energy flowing into your 5th house, which is usually quite nice. You know, unless you've got Saturn and Pluto in there, then it's like more of a life growth kind of thing, and learning opportunities abound. But, you know, the way your chart's lit up, it's actually in harmony with you. Everybody's 5th house is in harmony with them. But it's in harmony with Jupiter. So there's a lot of harmony going on between your 5th house and Jupiter. So, you know, children's stuff that's going on. Remember we were talking about family changes, shakeups, maybe reshuffling, stuff going on with kids, maybe if you have kids. Again, some of you may see all the beautiful things happening with your children. Some of you may be not seeing all of it, or kind of resisting, or experiencing some, like if you have teenagers especially, that can be like really different. You know, it's different from having younger children. Sometimes, you know, they're very trying, but then still good things are occurring, and it's more of a mixed bag emotionally for everybody. But generally speaking, when your 5th house is lit up, it's more positive, especially with what's in there. But there is a lot of activity there if you do have children. If you want children, there's a lot of activity here. So this is a time to capture that energy. If you're trying, it's a good time to try. There's a lot going on here. When I'm quiet, I'm just thinking. I want to add. If you don't have children, this can be about romance. So this is a time of year when you tend to have activity in romance. We all have this kind of cyclically, the energy just shifts, and so it's like a natural cycle for you to have a little more yearning to go out and be out and about. Whether you're in a relationship or not, you're wanting more romance, more fun together. Or if you're single, it's a time when actual people, because of these faster moving energies, the personal planets can zip in here as people, in the form of people. So there may just be a lot more opportunity during this time for you, and it's a little more active. And again, that's whether or not you're, just if you're in a long-term relationship, it's a time when you just want to do more, and then maybe there's more reason to do more, like outside influences come in and encourage you to go out together, or you get invited out, with friends, other couples or something. But it's a time you can really have more fun together, whether you're in a long-term relationship or not. You have more fun together with a new person, or more fun together with a person you've known for a long time. You are due, if you're single, you are due for a shakeup in your relationships. So when in May and again in November, there could be some decisive changes. And so if you're single, that's usually better news. If you're married, it's not necessarily negative, but there are going to be some changes for your partner and some things to adjust to for the Scorpio. So, but you're not there yet. This is time to have fun. So have fun this month. The water energy is very pleasant for you. It's not as great for everybody. Not that it's bad either, but this is a nice, when all the energy shifts into Pisces, especially toward the end of the month, it's nice for you. It feels good. So enjoy that. Take care.